light-skinned enough to join.
Was it too extreme to do to little kids?
The more shocking the activity is, the better, because it's going to stick with them. Why are y'all feeling bad?
She showed us that dark skin had to sit in the back and light skin had to sit in the front. I didn't think it was fair.
Do you think you are less privileged because of the color of your skin?
18-year-old Sophia Washington, one of Vision's Philadelphia poets, has learned the same harsh lessons.
I think that I have less opportunities and less access to certain privileges that other people don't because of the color of my skin.
When she claims that her life is harder than either of these other two young women because of her skin color.
She has a basis for making that claim.
William Darity is a professor of African American Studies and Economics at Duke University.
There's a lot of evidence that would be consistent with her saying that.
Dozens of studies show differences in skin color having huge consequences, including a 2008 study that says light-skinned black women have a better chance of marrying than darker women, and a 2006 study that shows that dark skin color can affect earning potential.
We found that darker-skinned and medium skin-toned black men suffered approximately a 10 to 12% penalty in wages relative to white males. But lighter-skinned black males suffered no significant penalty relative to white males.
Let's be on team light skin or team dark skin.
No surprise, the emotional toll of colorism comes up again and again as the slam competition gets underway.
Too dark written on our skin and too black tatted on our chest.
The competition is tough, and Nayo is nervous. Slam night at the Franklin Institute in Center City, Philadelphia. 20 young poets competing for the win. Nayo Jones is about to face them and her fears.
Everybody show love and give it up for Nayo.
She not only has to be better than the competition, she has to expose old emotions and confront painful questions of her identity.
They always called me a white girl. I was never ashamed of myself until they taught me to be ashamed. I was never keen on splitting hairs or splitting veins. My blood is not segregated into black and white. In my mind, I'm gray. A mixture of all beautiful things. You cannot paint me the color
She
of
rushes to
slavery.
finish.
I've come far enough to know not to be ashamed of what I am, but I won't let them define me by it either. It was so fantastic just to be able to just get that off of my chest. I didn't stutter and I didn't stumble. I didn't forget the words, which was really great because I was so scared I was going to forget the words.
I know that she can dive so much deeper into that poem. I know that she can tap into that and really get free.
He forces me to do the things that I really would rather not do, but sometimes what's the best for you is kind of hard to do.
For Nayo, getting through this first slam of the season is a relief. For Becca,
Fighting the hands of every guy who tries to
it's phenomenal.
now. We bark, growl, and tear apart those portraits you've painted. We create our own with the corrupted bit of paint you had no use for. We will repaint ourselves as women, wholly once more.
Our winner for the evening. Give it up, y'all, for Becca!
What was that like?
Awesome. I've never won anything before. It was a really wonderful feeling.
Becca Khalil feels black. She desperately wants the world to see her that way too.
I never thought being black was synonymous to your color because I thought that was racist. Who wants to be racist in our society? Everyone does, apparently. Because I'm not dark. I'm not black.
So who determines who's black?
The important thing to do is to, of course, define yourself however you wish. That's your own right and your own freedom, and you should exercise it. But it's also important for people to always keep in mind how the larger society is likely to see one.
The U.S. government has a say when it comes to identity.
U.S. Census Bureau, white. Person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. You're defined as white, according to the census.
Yep. She's not white, so the question really goes to the U.S. government. Why are people from North Africa white? What purpose does that serve? How did you come to make that decision? They are on the continent of Africa. They are of African descent. Why not be black?
The question in this society, to some extent, is will she be viewed as white by anyone other than the census taker? The census taker may write it down that way, but unless the police officer, the loan officer, the teacher, the employer for whom she's trying to get a job views her that way, and it's very unlikely that they will, she is going to be, at the very least, a woman of color.
What role does family play in all of this? For Nayo, that's unclear.
I mean, I already have a poetry book, but look how nice this is, Dad. Look how pretty that is.
I think a lot of it is really, again, how you're cultured. What was the dominant culture in your household?
For her, it's white. Her dad's white. She lived with her dad.
So there you go. Who loved you? Who took care of you?
While Nayo is reluctant to embrace her black roots, it's a different story for her 14-year-old sister, Kai.
I feel more comfortable when I'm around people that are black. I think I fit in more with black people. She likes different music that I do, dress differently, hang out with different people. I like more hip-hop. She doesn't really like that. She hangs out with more white people or black people that act white. I hang out with black people that act black.
Same mother, same father. Sisters living on opposite sides of the same wall, divided by views on culture and identity. But for Nayo, that might be about to change.
There were certain things that kept coming up. It was like female, poet, black, female, poet, black. And so I'm wondering, how come I have to be the odd one out in this situation?
I am a black woman, and these are my black daughters who happen to have a white father.
I see my daughters as gifts from God who come from a heritage of German ancestry, Irish ancestry, Guyanese ancestry. We're raising them as black women because I think that's how the world sees them. I think the United States, I think we still abide by a one-drop rule. We're not overemphasizing anything. We're just being who we are.
So online application center, okay. Create new account.
It's senior year, which means it's stressful. And it's extra stressful for Nayo.
Hold on.
But Dad, what you...
Yeah, that is
What are you doing?
College stuff. They're making me select my primary ethnicity. Literally, they just have American Indian, Asian, Black, Native Hawaiian, other Pacific Islander, or white.
She picked African American, but you should have the option of identifying as strictly biracial.
Becca Khalil is also filling out college applications.
When I'm applying to college, I don't want to have to sit and have this long discussion with myself about what bubble I should fill in for my ethnicity. I want to put African American. I think I'm African American.
What box do you check?
I check white.
You check white?
Yep. So that I can avoid any troubles with getting into college. I'm applying for theater.
She fears checking black could mess up her chances of acceptance.
You look at black or African American, you have this image in your head. And then when you meet me, especially because I have to audition for these schools, you meet me and now they don't have any black girls, you know?
20 years from now, what will you be?
I want to say 20 years from now, I'll be like, I'm black. And people will be like, that's what's up.
I'm a firm believer in the ability to self-identify. Becca says she's black. I would agree that she is black.
Give me a positive one about biracial.
Maybe these girls get to help dissolve these boxes. They have to say for themselves, they have to define what is beautiful and who is black and who is not by sharing images, by sharing stories, by sharing culture.
The final workshop is all about sharing.
We're going to write down 10 things that identify you. Write a group poem about the things that you guys have in common.
I'm feeling yours.
Tall, creative, black, ambitious.
Black, tall, educated.
I have biracial, female, student, poet, short musician, afroed. As you were going around the circle, there were certain things that kept coming up. It was like female, poet, black, female, poet, black. And so I'm wondering, how come I have to be the odd one out in this situation? I don't necessarily have to be the odd one out, you know? Like, it's very plausible for me to just be like, yep, okay, I'm black too. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Wait. Yes. We are the Mango Queens. We are the blossoms of the mango tree, the fruit of the tree, the black woman, the tree, the beauty, the tree, the beautiful black tree, the beautiful black woman.
We are the Mango Queens.
Today she said, I'm a black woman. And when she came off stage, I said, you know you just called yourself a black woman.
I think I just identified as black.
And it was this almost like a weight off her shoulders and this huge smile. She said, I did. She hugged me and she shook me a little bit. It was pretty cool.
It wasn't life-altering, like I am from now on black. It helped open my mind up a lot, but I don't think it's going to like completely like change everything. But like it's a milestone for me.
After poetry workshop, Nayo makes a mad dash to choir performance. Nayo is a soprano, a featured soloist. She sees herself as ambitious, talented. Will there ever be a time when the world sees her only as that?
So you connect the dots with the freckles that I lack.
Subtract the possibility of an accent.
Calculate the sum of my eyes, nose, lips, and tongue.
Multiply by every curl on this nappy head. And what do you get? Ambiguous.
I apologize that my race isn't visible to your eyes, but last time I checked, it wasn't any of your damn business. So do me a favor and stop